In this video, we will use RetScreen to analyze the retrofit of a warehouse lighting from fluorescent to LED. We'll begin by moving to the energy screen. We will select from the energy end use drop-down, lights, and we will select not the simpler version, level 1, but we're going to select level 2, the more complex lighting calculator. In this example, we're going to be analyzing a warehouse, so I'm going to select warehouse for my space here. It will tell me that my suggested lighting level in a warehouse is 100 lux. I will probably measure the warehouse lighting level right now and ensure that I know what it is. I'm going to go with 100 lux as the existing lighting level. RetScreen will use this to suggest if we are going to be diminishing or increasing lighting levels once we've selected our retrofit. At this point, I can select the type of lighting I have or simply go to the shopping bag over here, the product database, and I can select everything about the existing or the base case lighting from the product database. So I'm going to click into that. I'm going to select that I have a ancient T12 lighting system. I'm going to move to the model drop down and I'm going to pick up a 215 watt 4100 Kelvin T12 cool white light. Down here we see the specs on that particular light, efficacy and so on. I'm going to go ahead and hit check and it will then populate the base case for me. Now at this point it's up to me to determine if there are ballast losses. They're labeled miscellaneous losses here. I'm going to go with a ballast loss in this case of 35 watts for this particular T12 light. Moving through my base case, I need to identify the number of fixtures in this particular space. We're going to use 40 fixtures here today. And we're going to assume that those fixtures presently in the warehouse are on 24 hours a day. At this point, RetScreen will have calculated for me the base case energy consumption of 87,600 kilowatt hours. I'm going to head and use the copy base to propose to populate my proposed case identically. And now I can begin to tune my proposed case to the retrofit that I want to perform here. Again, I'm going to use the product database to select an LED fixture that I would like to install in the warehouse, LED, and I'm going to move down here to a 100 watt GL series 4000 Kelvin fixture and light source. Again, efficacy is presented to me, color, temperature, and so on, the specs of the light. I select OK, and it populates my proposed case. At this point, I can see that with this particular fixture, RetScreen is telling me my illumination level will vary by about 15%. What it's telling me is I'm actually going to improve the illumination level by 15%. Had I chosen a different fixture, for example, if I go back into my product database here, and let's say that I chose a 75 watt ceiling mount fixture, which would likely have less light output, paste that in. Now RetScreen is telling me I have a minus 11.9%. So it's warning me that I could be reducing the light levels here. I'm going to go back to my originally chosen fixture because that's the one I really do want, and that would be the 100 watt GL 4000. Go ahead and click OK, and I'm going to accept the fact that I'm going to improve the lighting levels. That's never a bad thing. At this point, I can do a couple of things. One is, because I have an LED lighting, I can actually reduce the time these lights are on for, and that's one of the good things that you can do is introduce control during a lighting retrofit. So I'm going to reduce the lighting hours to 16 hours a day, and I'm going to enter the cost in at $8,000. Now I can take some O&M savings here because I'm not going to be maintaining those fixtures quite as heavily, being that they're longer lived LED lights. So I'm going to go with $200 a year in operating and maintenance savings for basically a 64% energy reduction. And when I go to my include measure, I see I've got a 1.4 year simple payback for retrofitting the lights, but also for putting better control in place, reducing the lighting hours.